back, an illegal immigrant freed by police 10 times under New York City's sanctuary city policies is finally in federal custody. Critics calling the revolving door of justice in this case a complete abuse of the system. Here to react is New York State Assemblywoman Nicole Malliotakis. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. Let's go ahead and pull up the pending charges against this illegal immigrant who, again, was released 10 times. And you'll see here assault with intent to cause physical injury, harassment, criminal mischief, grand larceny, among other things listed on your screen. What is your response, and how does something like this happen?
Well, I want to thank you for covering this, because when I ran for mayor in 2017 against Bill de Blasio, sanctuary policies, his support for these policies and implementation was one of the #1 things I spoke about, because it was making the public less safe. As you see, a slew of crimes, an individual arrested 10 times in this country illegally, and he's released back onto the street because our mayor has tied the hands of the NYPD. Thankfully, President Trump has been serious about this, and he's in U.S. custody now. But I have to tell you, this is an ongoing issue and fight we've had with the mayor. We've successfully got the mayor to add crimes such as sex crimes, forcible touching, sex abuse, patronizing a child for prostitution on the list of crimes in which he will comply. But as you see, grand larceny, possession of a firearm, many crimes are still pending out there, and these individuals are going right back onto the street. And in this case, 9 other crimes or 9 other arrests committed since then.
In the span of a few years, too. Let's talk about this here, staying in New York City. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is calling to raise taxes in order to help fund New York City's cash-strapped schools. In fact, we can go ahead and pull up a quote from her right now, and I'll read this to you. And this is, "I'm calling on Mayor de Blasio and Governor Cuomo to raise revenue to fund universal child care programs, significantly increase staffing at schools, and fund the infrastructure improvements, including ventilation, that our school buildings need to be safe." Governor Cuomo had talked about this as well. This was on September 10th. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Before you talk about tax increases in New York City, let's first focus on the better options. Best option is federal government, do your job and give us the resources we need.
What is your response to both of their statements?
Well, look, I always want more federal dollars coming to our city. And when I get to Congress in January, I'm going to be advocating for just that. But we need to ensure that the money is being used properly. And when you look at the way Mayor de Blasio mismanages funding, money, lost $1 billion when it comes to the Thrive NYC program, $1 billion squandered on his education renewal schools program. The guy just misspends, and we need to have accountability. I want to push for a federal investigation to see where these federal dollars are actually going. And you can't just continue to increase taxes on people. And there's going to be nobody wealthy left in this city to tax eventually, and it's going to go to the middle class. And they're going to continue to hammer the middle class over the head, increasing their property taxes. I've been the lead opponent against these property tax increases because my friends and neighbors, they can't afford to live here anymore and are being driven out of our state.
Well,
so they just don't get it. You just can't tax your way out of this problem. You actually got to put forward good policy.